Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up later in the show, we'll take a look at the basketball games from last Friday and a head-spinning land dispute. To start the show, we have a heartwarming story about a local dialysis unit that has received a memorial gift in honor of its founding physician, Dr. Harold P. Rankin. Dr. Rankin, who passed away in August of 2022, was a pioneer in the field of dialysis care and treasured the relationships he had with his patients and staff. His wife Janice and their three daughters, Dr. Lynn Rankin, Cynthia Rochert, and Laura Bickle, have made a donation to the Southeastern Renal Dialysis Unit and the Henry County Health Center Foundation in his honor. According to a news release from the Dialysis Center Clinic, Dr. Rankin played a significant role in the creation of the Southeastern Renal Dialysis Unit, which began as a corporation in April of 1997. However, the beginning of the clinic go all the way back to 1969 when local Rotarians raised funds to purchase a dialysis machine to help a local teenage boy receive therapy in Mount Pleasant. Dr. Rankin served as the medical director of the center for 22 years, was also involved in the Kidney Foundation, serving as president of National Kidney Foundation of Iowa from 1979 to 1981. In 2003, he was honored as the Medical Advisory Board Person of the Year by the Kidney Foundation. Today, the Southeastern Renal Dialysis Unit serves 5 communities and nearly 200 patients, providing vital dialysis services to those who may have previously had to travel hundreds of miles to receive treatment. The donation made by Dr. Rankin's family will benefit the dialysis center and the needs of the HCHC Foundation, and the Southeastern Renal Dialysis Unit will also continue its annual Festival of Lights display in his honor. The Washington County Board of Supervisors will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, January 10th, in an effort to resolve conflicting property law claims between 13 landowners and the county. According to Washington County Attorney John Gish, the legal issue is, quote, a mess that began when the county purchased the land in the late 1980s, but for unknown reasons returned it to the tax roll in the 1990s. Since then, adjoining landowners have claimed interest in the land, leading to a dispute over who actually owns it. Gish stated that a developer purchased the land in 2021, but was not made aware of the legal issues until attempting to sell it in 2022. In order to avoid the risk of litigation, Gish has recommended finding a way to get the land out of the county's hands. He added the county has not invested a great deal of time or expense in the land, as it was purchased for $114 and has collected a significant amount of taxes from it. Unfortunately, the legal lockup has prevented the development of the land, meaning that it cannot be sold or built on. This is a frustrating situation for the developer, who is currently paying taxes on the land but unable to use it. We will be sure to keep you updated on the outcome of the public hearing and any developments in the ongoing legal dispute. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have your 5-day forecast coming up, but first, obituaries. Carolee Wilhite of Donaldson passed away on January 6th at the age of 86. A graveside service will be held at 11 a.m. January 13th. Schmidt's Funeral Home of Donaldson is assisting the family with arrangements. Wendy Lee Chase of Sperry passed away on January 5th at the age of 44. A funeral service will be held at 1:30 p.m. January 19th at the Schmidt's Funeral Home of Farmington. Bertha Carolla Panther of West Point passed away on January 5th at the age of 94. A massive Christian burial will be held at 10:30 a.m. January 9th at St. Mary's Catholic Church in West Point. Schmidt's Funeral Home of West Point is assisting the family with arrangements. Dorothy Rathbun of Fairfield passed away. A service will be held at a later date. Bennett Funeral Home is helping the family with arrangements. Guy C. Mills of Burlington passed away on January 3rd at the age of 90. A funeral service will be at 11 a.m. January 10th at Prue Funeral Home. Dennis J. Swarthout of Mount Pleasant passed away on December 25th at the age of 72. A celebration of life will be held at a later date. The Olson Powell Memorial Chapel is assisting the family with arrangements. That was obituaries. It is time to take a look at the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Areola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community. Today, temperatures are back up in the 40s and will remain so for most of the week. Today's high is 46 and has been partly cloudy. Tomorrow, it will be a bit chillier with a high of 42 and the skies will remain partly cloudy. On Wednesday, temperatures will rise back up to 47 degrees. It'll be cloudy in the morning, but clear off in the afternoon. There's a 60% chance of rain on Thursday, and the high will be 43. Temperatures will drop back into the 30s on Friday with a high of just 38, and it will be mostly cloudy. We're going to take another brief break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the must-win basketball games from Friday night. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
In Friday night's matchup between Washington and Fairfield, it was the Demons who came out on top with a 62-49 victory. The Trojans started strong, trading baskets early on and even taking a 5-2 lead. However, Washington responded with a 6-2 run to take the lead and never looked back. Despite a valiant effort from Fairfield, the Trojans couldn't close the gap in the second half. Washington's AJ Six, Ethan Patterson, Aiden Six, and Logan McDoyle all scored in double digits, with Six leading the way with 15 points. For Fairfield, Max Wheaton had a standout performance, scoring a game-high 30 points. The win brings Washington's record to 5-4, while Fairfield falls to 4-5 on the season. The Washington Demon girls basketball team took down the Fairfield Trojans 62-33. It was a tight game for the first 2 quarters, but the Demons dominated the second half to secure the win. Washington's Alex Murphy had a standout performance, scoring a game-high 15 points. McKenna Conrad also contributed 11 points to the Demons' victory. The win brings Washington's record to 6-3, while Fairfield falls to 2-9 on the season. This marks the Demons' second win in a row, and they also completed the season sweep of the Trojans. On Friday, the Mount Pleasant Panther boys basketball team narrowly defeated the Fort Masson Bloodhounds 59-58 in an exciting Southeast Conference matchup. The Panthers started strong, leading by 15 points after the first quarter and by 19 points at halftime. However, the Bloodhounds made a comeback in the fourth quarter, scoring 29 points and putting pressure on Mount Pleasant. Despite the close finish, the Panthers managed to hold on to the lead and secure the win. Peyton Higgins had a standout performance for Mount Pleasant, scoring 22 points and adding 8 rebounds and 3 steals. Panthers improved to 6-3 overall and 4-1 in conference play, tied for the first place with Washington. Mount Pleasant will next host Albia in a non-conference game on Monday. Mount Pleasant Panthers girls basketball team struggled to find the basket in a low-scoring 24-19 loss to the Fort Masson Bloodhounds. The Panthers had a slow start, scoring just 9 points in the first quarter and going ice cold in the second and third quarters. Despite a valiant effort, they were unable to close the gap in the fourth quarter. Mount Pleasant's Andre Laprieto led the team with 11 points, while Tristan Scholl scored 5 points. The loss brings the Panthers' record to 5-7 overall and 3-2 in Southeast Conference play. They are now tied for the third place with Washington and Fort Masson leading the league at 4-1, and Keokuk 1.5 game behind at 3-1. Mount Pleasant will play Holy Trinity Catholic on Monday before returning to conference play against Fairfield on Friday. Just a reminder that Washington and Mount Pleasant Live will be live streaming the upcoming wrestling meet Thursday, January 12th at 6 p.m. The stream can be found at Washington Live's Facebook page and YouTube, as well as Mount Pleasant Live's Facebook. If you can't watch it live, that is no problem, because it will stay up for you to watch whenever you want. That's the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your news break, and I will see you next time.